Hey, welcome back. Sorry, I kind of forgot to record a lot of what I was doing this week and kind of the past week as well. I've been pretty ill and I kind of lost my voice, so I didn't really want to record anything. But we did quite a lot, to be fair. I've come up kind of with like this plan, I guess, for December, which I shall slowly reveal. But I guess a lot of what I've been doing is kind of just planning for that, and also I've done quite a few different designs. Right now I'm working on like this shirt idea that I have. Yeah, basically I wanted to create a summer shirt, so I had this idea to kind of incorporate European tiles, like antique tiles. So I'm going to try to figure something out. I don't really know how I'm going to do that, but the idea I think is nice. So we'll see. Also, I got a tripod, so hopefully things should start to look a little bit better. Hey, I'm back now. So I've kind of been having a lot of problems trying to balance all the stuff that's been going on in my life in like the last couple of weeks. But even with that, all that stuff going on, I've still been working every day. I've got a bit of a plan to outline with you, but I've been keeping busy. I've been recording some videos for what I'm about to do on TikTok. Right now I'm working on doing like an online form that I will be uploading to the bio in TikTok, and I'll explain all that stuff in a minute. But yeah, this is more of me just trying to be more accountable and say that I haven't been filming this as much as I wanted to, but I'm going to be a lot more consistent now. If you watched my last video, I was doing one design. What I was kind of saying to myself is, should I be doing different designs? I don't want to place all my bets on one thing. So the plan that I've kind of come up with is to design 4 different pieces, and within that I'm going to be posting each of these designs to TikTok. And essentially what I want to do is kind of ask people on TikTok to give me feedback, literally like anything they want to say about it. Essentially I want to create the clothing with them, and I think that's going to help me in a few different ways. One, it means I'm not going to get attached to a specific design or garment that I think was going to do well or be like cool, or you know, I thought was sick basically. So it's going to avoid that kind of attachment to that. It's going to let me get feedback on what people actually like and what they would want. It could mean all of the designs I've made are shit or no one wants them. That's fine. At least I know that. 3 is going to give me a bit of a following, first of all. Obviously, unlike YouTube, I want to keep this consistent and build up like a more of a loyal following, rather than kind of explode and have hype if that's what happens. But TikTok will give me that initial awareness and influx of people that are hopefully seeing my content and perhaps the designs. So I think with my plan at this stage of what I'm doing, it works. It gives me the confidence that whatever I'm making, people will either like or dislike, so then I can pivot to what they do want. And it means I can just get myself out there, really. So essentially the format for these videos will be, you know, I will introduce the brand, what I'm doing, how the series is going to work, and essentially just like invite them to basically follow along, join along, whatever they want to do. And then from then, each video is going to be me essentially explaining the design process, why I wanted to design that in the first place, kind of what inspirations I got, and kind of anything really. I want it to seem like authentic. I hate the word authentic. I want it to seem genuine, like I am just doing this because I want to do it. So I think by not placing like a huge emphasis on the quality of the thing and just getting it out there and showing why I made these decisions, it kind of matches up with what I want to create, in it being intentional and that people care. I feel like if people are able to give me feedback and kind of contribute what they want, I hope to create like a community where people are less detached from the clothes that they wear pretty much. So I think that's going to help a lot within achieving that goal. So at the end of these videos, I'm going to be pointing people towards a Google form that I made in my bio, and that's going to allow them to vote on the designs and give any of their feedback that they want. So I've got things like first of all, what do they think of this? So first of all, I've got things like, what do they think of the design? The voting itself. I've got questions where they can leave extra feedback, things that they'd change, which colorway they would want, if there's any other colorways they would like. And hopefully if that works out, if it does get the views, if it does get engagement, that will give me a lot of room to work with and knowledge of my customer. And then at the end of December is when I plan to kind of collate all of these results and decide on the final product. And hopefully that's when I'll be able to actually put in place a proper timeline of how I'm going to create this and when I could actually see this being realized in real life, when I could get, you know, samples, get the manufacturers. So there's kind of a lot relying on this working out, but even if it doesn't really matter. I'm still learning something as I go. I'm still learning like how TikTok works and editing on that platform and whatever. So any experience is a good experience, really. So far I've got 3 designs like fully complete, ready to go, but this 4th one is kind of proving a bit more difficult to do, not because of the complexity of the design, but I don't know how to translate the design into something that is appealing on like a short form platform like TikTok, but also showing what I want it to do, because it's a shirt that is plain essentially, and it doesn't have like necessarily like a design, like a graphic or a, you know, bold colors along the raglan sleeve or whatever. So I'm struggling how to depict that online for people without having like a physical version of it. So that's what I need to figure out for that one. I will be showing you the other designs, so don't worry about that. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I thought I'd talk you through a little bit more about the work I've been doing. As you can see, these are the designs from the previous video. So they're the ringer tees that I made last time, and essentially what I've done is put them through an AI software. It took me quite a while to actually get these quite looking okay, like trying to understand the different prompts I needed to use, but I think for what it's worth, they came out all right, to be fair, and they give an idea of what it could look like. Because like I said, I was having difficulty earlier trying to translate my designs into something tangible, like what they could physically look like. So this is a good way for me to do that without having the necessary design skills right now on like Photoshop, for example, to do it to the level that I would want. So this is a good middle ground. So these are the 3 colorways that I chose to go with. I think they represent what I wanted to do the best. If you want like a breakdown of that, that will be in the TikTok video that I will be making. I can't remember if I went through it properly. I think I did actually in the last video. So we've got the black, the blue, the white, blue and red. And I did kind of forget to, on the blue one, to change the England text, but that's fine. I actually quite like that I did that, because I think in those TikTok videos, people might pick up on that and say, for example, like, hey, I like this, or I preferred the other ones. So either way, I think that's a win-win situation. And then again, I thought I'd just try and show them in a different way, like a more professional layout, as if this is what something you could like expect from the brand when it's, you know, up and going. These are actually some of the new designs, so hopefully if you do like them, also let me know. but I'll start off with the illustrated designs first. As you can see, there's quite a lot of colorways I went with. So my understanding of what a raglan t-shirt is, after doing the research into its history, is essentially the design behind it, for it being like the sleeve is all on its own. That's for maneuverability. So the guy who actually designed it was a soldier in the British Army who lost his arm, and he had this designed and tailored for him so he could be more maneuverable back again in war or something like that. And yeah, as history goes, the benefits of that maneuverability were taken to sports like baseball, for example. So kind of knowing that, I wanted to create something that was both wearable like every day, but also had a bit of a sporty kind of look to it, but wasn't necessarily like overbearing on making it feel like out of place if you were to wear just like a casual or like a normal outfit. So I think I achieved that. Unfortunately, these AI ones did not come out really at all like I was hoping for. And you got to remember, I don't have any of like the paid premium plans for these AI softwares, so I have like multiple generations that I can do within a day, and then once I use them up, I have to wait till the next day. So I'm like trying to frantically type out different prompts, and every time you don't understand how long it took just to get even this close to what I wanted it to look like. There's clearly a massive discrepancy between the designs. As you can see, these are a lot more like oval shaped compared to, I think these are a bit more like blockish and square, but either way they still give a little bit of an idea. The next thing I wanted to create was a polo shirt, and again I wanted to strike that balance between it being relevant to its history of it being a pretty sporty piece of attire, but also the like classic style that it represents. Like, it's such a timeless garment that you can kind of wear it all for anything that you'd like. You can dress it up, dress it down. So again, I wanted to try and find an in-between stage of that, and I think I did okay. Again, it does have like, to me, these kind of like panels here, they're what make it kind of sporty-ish to me. All these images are really low quality, sorry about that. But you can see on the collars here, I've got the stripes. Again, that's kind of just inspiration taken from like Fred Perry. I really like that on their shirts, so I thought why not incorporate it in to here. I think I've got quite a nice wider range of colours. This white one here with the green is kind of supposed to represent Lacoste a little bit, just a little nod to like the classic white polo with the white, the green Lacoste logo. So that's kind of my way of paying homage to that, because obviously Lacoste is one of the pioneers of this, at least the modern day polo shirt that we wear. I wasn't really too happy with the AI mock-ups that came out, if I'm honest. They weren't really as close to what I was picturing with the Illustrator mock-ups from what I wanted, but again, I can't do too much about that right now. They give a good enough visualization of what I'm aiming for. As you can see, like the panels on the side, they don't quite match up properly. Again, on my mock-up, it's clearly like one big oval that is overlaid on top, and it's just cut out within the shirt, rather than it being like, I don't know, they just don't seem to like match up properly. But again, I just have to deal with that. And also the material of these AI mockups just doesn't look like what I would go for. It looks way too sporty. So that's something I would definitely change if I was to make an actual sample of it. But I think the colours look nice. I'm pretty happy with how the green one turned out in terms of the colours themselves. Again, it's messed up. It didn't have the green stripe carry on down the sleeve, but again, I'm limited in what I can do in that aspect. It did on that, on here actually. I think I changed the prompt. And then finally, here is the summer camp shirts that I want to make. The idea was that I
wanted to challenge myself to creating something from a feeling, like an emotion or an aesthetic that I had in my mind, rather than taking individual like pieces of inspiration, like a specific item of clothing, and then turning that into whatever I had in my mind. But again, I don't know how to translate that to what I want. If we just go off these mock-ups, then all you're looking at is a coloured shirt, and that doesn't really help anyone. So there were some things that I added to make it slightly unique. Unfortunately, I don't know why the quality of this is so bad, but if you can see here on this yellow t-shirt when I'm circling around, there is a little tag. So imagine like the tag on the back of a pair of Levi's jeans. That's kind of what I added there. I was testing about the colours on top of the pocket, but I don't like that. I much prefer what I did here. And within these AI mock-ups, right, so the inspiration that I used to create these kind of stripes was this shirt from a character in The Sopranos. I really loved a specific shirt that he was wearing. So I kind of took that pattern and used the cross-referencing there to make that. But that feels like almost blatant plagiarism, so I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's kind of all the stuff I wanted to show for now. I hope this video is a bit shorter than the last one, because that was like 20 minutes, and I feel like I didn't say too much in the last video. As for what's happening next, I will be finalizing the TikTok videos. I've already edited 2 of them, so I need to film the next 2. And then the idea is that to stay consistent on TikTok, I post videos surrounding those. So if people like comment, I can maybe do a video responding to that comment, or I could give extra information, history, like inspiration, just more information about whatever, how I created it, shit like that. And then yeah, December's when I'm going to make the choice, when I'm going to make the decision based on what people have voted for. So hopefully that all goes well, and I will of course keep this updated of what that journey is looking like. But thank you very much again for watching, and subscribe if you would like to follow along. Bye.